Welcome to the Small Business Office Showcase, where daily we provide you a quick tour of a government agency's small business portal or something similar from a large prime. We understand that as a small business, time and resources are limited. We hope by quickly summarizing this information, we save you time and perhaps put you one step closer to your next contract. In this episode, we're going to focus on the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC. To make it easier for you to quickly do your own research, the links we discuss will be in the description below. In each episode, we're targeting 6 pieces of information we think are most valuable to you. Does this agency have a small business portal? Does this agency list out events it hosts or attends so that you can plan well in advance? Is there any forecast for the next 12 to 24 months that will help you identify opportunities? Does the agency provide a list of current primes that have an obligation to subcontract to small businesses? Is there any special registration required for this agency other than what's required for the entire federal government? And finally, is there a list of people available that you can reach out to for help or to get questions answered? You can already see the basic results on this slide, but let's go ahead and take a quick tour. CDC falls under HHS, so you'll notice a lot of information will come from them. But first, they do have their own portal page. Let's go ahead and visit that. In here, you can see some good information about CDC and how you can do business with them. One thing I liked on this portal page that you might want to explore more is unsolicited proposals. That's a great way to get an opportunity that maybe they're not considering yet into their under their radar so that they might actually consider it. So an unsolicited proposal is described here, and you can begin to follow the process for getting it into CDC. Let's go back to our slide. The events that CDC may or may not have are coming from the HHS calendar. If you go up there, unfortunately, there's no events listed for anybody in HHS. But this is where you would see them. Next one is forecast. Same thing, you'll go back to HHS to get the forecast that's up there. So here, you can do a quick keyword search here, or you can go to the advanced search, and this is where you would be able to see CDC. Pull that up there, zoom in a little bit. One thing you'll notice is to get CDC, you can do the contracting operating division or the funding. And I think the contracting is just what's the acquisition office doing it, and we don't really care if it's CDC there. What we care about is CDC down here under the funding operating division, because this would mean, from my understanding, that CDC is the one who's actually doing the work when they're the funding operating division. That's the only piece of information we really need when we're going to go ahead and try to search. So we'll search now. And here the forecast is 1,378, so clearly it's not that exciting. I think perhaps they have forecast forever. So let me go back and try this one more time just to show you. And I'll zoom in there so you can see it with me. So there's CDC, and what I'm looking for now is the year, obviously. Here it is. So look at that. They've got, it looks like maybe they don't purge. And since this is a forecasting tool, it'd be nice if they just actually only did it. But I'm looking at 2018, right? That sounds like a fair search for us. So now I'm saying CDC 2018, wow, again, 1,340 entries. That's first off, that's pretty amazing. Second off, it doesn't really make sense with the end date. And now I'm starting to wonder if it actually even did the search, because maybe that's just what it is every single time. But at the very least, you can kind of scroll through and see what they have in here and begin to reach out to some of the points of contact. Coming back to the agency, there is no subcontracting tool here or on the HHS site that I could find that tells us who has existing contracts, how we could subcontract under them, or more importantly, names of people that we could reach out to. There is no special registration for CDC, and there is a contact though, which is great. So you can come in here to this link and you'll find Miss Miles, and she is the person that can talk to you about CDC down in Atlanta, for example, or wherever they're at, and begin to learn more about the opportunities you might find in there that perhaps are just hard to find on that forecasting tool. Anyways, that's nice that there is a CDC dedicated contact. That concludes this walkthrough. I hope you found this information helpful as you continue to grow your business. Please provide any comments below or reach out to me directly if you have questions using my email address in the description. I'm your host, Neil McDonald with SV MacPack. I thank you for joining me today and hope you'll join me again for more video tours.